What up, YouTube? This Draw Ya. This is a video. It's going to talk about or really highlight the dynamics that the modern day woman has with the type of guy that they're attracted to, and the dangers that comes with being attracted to that type of guy, which is a degenerate type guy, thug type dude. And even a successful woman like this woman, Courtney Cox, she's a lawyer. She was a lawyer, and she was in a relationship with a degenerate so-called black male who took her life. And let's just hear some of the video, and I'm gonna chime in.
CBS 46 News has confirmed that this is the victim of today's chaotic shooting at a Midtown apartment complex. Neighbors woken up by gunfire that killed Courtney Cox. That shooting happened at the Atlantic House apartment complex, and police say when they showed up, a man on a balcony began shooting at officers. We have learned that man's name is Jarvis Jarrett. He died at the scene. CBS 46's Savannah Louie live in Midtown. In Savannah, you've been talking with neighbors who are still very much impacted by this shooting.
And not just neighbors, but I also did get a chance to speak very briefly with the families of both the victim and the suspect. They are both shocked and devastated. But even the folks who live here, who saw this whole thing unfold on the 21st floor, say the incident just doesn't feel real.
Terrifying for me, because then I'm sitting in my bathroom, like, you know, it's one thing to do self-defense if it comes quickly, but when you're sitting there and at any moment there could be someone that climbs in and you have to deal with that, it was harrowing.
A shooting scene on a balcony sending an Atlantic House resident into hiding.
He let off multiple rounds into the building, and that's when I called the police.
The resident, who didn't want his face on camera, says he witnessed a shooting just 3 floors below his apartment.
And I still didn't really believe. I mean, I've been around guns my whole life, and I don't know if the panes are very thick in this building or if, noise traveled weird, but it didn't really sound like a gunshot. But I'm fairly certain it was, and then I went back outside and I saw him wave a gun.
Officers responded to reports of gunshots at this complex around 3:15 this morning. When they arrived, they saw 32-year-old Jarvis Jarrett shooting from a balcony. And there's evidence he was jumping from balcony to balcony before firing a rifle at officers. At least one officer returned fire.
Sadly, we could not address what happened inside an apartment, but it is our quick response that I think that saved our community from a much worse incident.
GBI reports Jarrett was found dead on the balcony from gunshot wounds. Inside the apartment, the woman who lived there, Courtney Cox, also found dead.
Yeah, and the details of the story was that there was no forced entry. So, this woman, Courtney Cox, let this man inside her building. And so it was alleged that they had some type of relationship. And some of the reports say that was her boyfriend, allegedly. But I want to highlight this part of the video because, like I said, she's a lawyer. She shouldn't even be dealing with that type of guy. Shouldn't even be able to even have communication with her. But for some reason, he was allowed to. And part of it is because, sometimes they are attracted to that type of guy. And, that's one of the problems that a lot of modern so-called black women have, is that they're attracted to degenerate type guys, thug type dudes, and it causes them to have almost like a double sense of remorse and resentment towards themselves. You notice that a lot of women get angry. There are a lot of angry women talking about there's no good men or not enough good men. It's not that there are not enough good men. It's just that they're not attracted to good men. They're attracted to these types of guys. They're attracted to that chaotic element. And this is the extreme component of it, but a lot of them get caught up in that domestic violence type of event or scenarios and situations because they're just drawn to that chaotic energy, whether that's how they grew up in their childhood, or that's just what has been imbued or indoctrinated to them by the television or by the music or by their community, their neighborhood. And so that's why it's it behooves us as so-called black men to understand this type of mentality that's around us. When we understand that a woman is attracted to a certain type of guy, we have to extricate ourselves from that type of woman, because we want to be able to impregnate women and inseminate women who understand the value of manhood and true masculinity and the value of a true family. You can't really build a relationship with someone who's attracted to that type of guy, because they're attracted to chaos. And if you have children with that type of woman, your child's gonna grow up in that same type of mentality. So we have to build families with women who understand the importance of a real relationship. And the women, they have to kind of learn that relationships with those types of guys are not fruitful. Some of them understand that, but like I said, they have a sense of remorse and resentment. Like they almost hate themselves for the decisions that they can't stop themselves from making. It's like they want to stop, but they can't stop. It's like an addiction, almost like a crackhead who can't stop smoking crack. It's like for some reason these women just can't stay away from that type of guy and that thug energy. That thug love, and like Mary J. Blige says, that hood love. So unfortunately the sister had to lose her life. But hopefully we can make that change, but it starts with us. All right, peace.